Hey everyone, I just had some tech difficulties right in the intro. Jaycee probably saw it because I saw his face like, oh no. As you can see, everyone, I do have the fabulous Jaycee with me today. He will be creating a absolutely gorgeous card, and I'm sure that you guys are all gonna love it. The lovely Angel is behind the badge today. I believe it's Angel. If not, please let me know. But she will be putting in all of the links of the products that Jaycee will be using. I will be putting myself straight off because the kind of details that Jaycee is going to be adding to this card, I don't think you need my face on the screen. So, hey Jaycee.
Hey Lydia, good to see you again.
Yes, like straight after the intro.
Yeah, right.
We did have a chat beforehand, but now we are good. So, Jaycee, are you excited about sharing your project today?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I'll preface with what I'm making. If you haven't met me before, my name is Jaycee Gaspar. I'm a full-time scientist, part-time content creator, and card maker with Altenew. I'm also a certified educator, and I don't know, I'm very passionate about Altenew's products. I love flowers. And so, of course, what better way to occupy Lydia's crafty corner than by showcasing some floral cards, or I guess a floral card today. So I'm going to switch my camera view down and we'll get started. It's good to see a lot of familiar names on the chat, by the way. Karen, I see Tracy. So many. I just keep seeing the chat keep going, but let's switch this down. Give it a moment to get itself situated. So there we go.
So there were going to be a lot of, names that you already know. And we are glad that you are joining us to create this beautiful card. If you do have any questions for the lovely Jaycee, just let us know and I will interrupt him a little bit just so he can answer them. Over to you, Jaycee.
Yeah, absolutely, please. Yeah, we'll be monitoring the chat. I'm not really looking because I'll be looking down. But anyway, like I mentioned, February's Craft a Flower this month for February 2025 is the Bearded Iris layering die sets. In my zone in Colorado, we're not quite ready for anything to bloom yet. So I'm anticipating my irises to come back very strong. And I just like to look at a lot of inspiration photos whenever I get the new Altenew Craft a Flower. So really, that's one of the first things I like to do. I had a lot of inspiration photos when creating with this die set. And instead of boring you all with me over at my die cutting machine, I did prep some pieces already. So as you can see, these are if you're not familiar with Altenew's products, here are all of the images that are contained within the die cutting sandwich. And then Altenew has pioneered this Keyhole system, which really easily lets you align and arrange the images. So what I did was I already die cut these sets of images and these sets of images from my colored cardstocks. So I'll move this off to the side. I might bring it back every once in a while to reference the layering schematic, like I'm going to do now. But what I'm first going to do is work on this set of images. So this more front-facing and plainer iris flower. Now, I was like I mentioned, I was looking at reference images when creating the this card, but Aditi, who's also on the creative team, made a beautiful card. I saw it on Instagram and one of the product samples that are listed on the Altenew website for the Craft of Flower Bearded Iris. But yeah, we'll be creating something similar today. She did some fabulous ink blending techniques. Um, so yeah, I'll be doing something similar. So let me just arrange these on here. This is the 9 by 12 sticky mat grid. And I like to use it to hold down my cardstocks when I'm ink blending. So I have cut these two images. So all of the more upright images, the standards is what they're called in irises, I cut them from, nope, that's not it. Soft lilac, right there. And then all of the falls or the sepals that fall away from the upright flowers or upright petals, I cut from deep iris, right there. And you'll see that in the other set of iris images as well. And then the beards themselves, the pollen parts of the flower, I just cut from white cardstock. So, like I mentioned, I like to create flowers that feel and look real. In my garden, I just remember in the beginning of spring, the fragrance that comes with irises. It's just like this soft, powdery feeling, and it just, I don't know, it's just like the awakening of spring over in my zone. So it ties a really strong memory for me, and that's why I like to replicate it when I'm making my floral cards with Altenew. I'm using Blue Mountains Fresh Dye ink. This is Alpine Aster. And I am kind of referencing an iris that I have in my garden. I don't know the exact cultivar, but I want to create this roughly feeling within the petals. So I have the detail blending brush, the number 5 size, and I'm picking up a little bit of ink. And anywhere where I see an indentation along the petal edge for the standards, so these much more upright images, I'm going to ink blend towards the base of the petal. So
Okay,
I'm going to...
so we have a little question.
Absolutely.
When we do not, I'm not actually sure when this one's back in stock, but I would recommend that you go onto the product page and request an email when it comes back in. This one has been so popular. People have been making really beautiful projects with this one, so I'm sure it's going to be popular when it comes back in stock as well. So please make sure that you do sign up for that, and then you'll get an email when we have it back in the store.
Yeah, that's exciting that it is sold out. If you're, I mean, but these techniques too, they translate to many of the Altenew craft of flowers. Let me just look behind me real quick, because like Craft a Flower Carnation is another one that this is great for. Anything that has bigger or more ruffled edges to them, this is a perfect technique, is using your detail blending brushes with the angled edge and then ink blending towards the center of the petal to get this ruffled appearance and illusion. I think it just gives a 3D-like appearance to your flowers, even though, you know, everything is quite flat on your card fronts.
It's so clever. So Tracy's asking if you're going to come up with a bearded iris perfume.
I wish. I don't know how to describe that smell either. It's for me, like the ones that I have in my garden are like very powdery. It's almost like a jasmine lavender, and I have different varieties in my garden. So just like the blend of fragrances that I get, it's I don't know. It's like they say that scent is so tied to memory, and yeah, every year ever since I've put these irises in, it's just something I vividly remember. So
I am so jealous that yours bloom because I always get snails eating mine right at the top before they even have a chance.
oh, I forget that, like, because so you know in Denver, like we're not really. I don't live in the mountains, but I know like over in the mountains they get a lot of the just the critters, they graze and they nibble on things, but I guess we don't have that here. So
No, slugs and snails.
no, not oh no, it's definitely too dry here, Lydia, for that.
Ugh,
Yes.
okay. No, they do like it wet.
Yes. So that's what I've done with these two standard petals. And I chose an ink that is different than the color family that these cardstocks come from. Um, Remind me, Lydia, what cardstocks these come from. So this is soft lilac, deep iris. There's a color family that goes with
Yeah,
that,
so
right?
this one is the shades of purple.
Perfect, thank you. I didn't use the shades of purple fresh dye inks. I just think it gives a little bit more dimension, right, when ink blending instead of more of like a tone on tone. There's just an additional aspect of interest when ink blending with a color that's similar in the color wheel or next to purple in the color wheel. So that's why Blue Mountains was an ideal pick. It's like a bluish purple, so it still fits. Um, so there's that. Oh, I lied. I'm just going to apply a little bit to the bottoms of the beards on the white cardstock.
Okay, that's different. Is there
Yeah.
a reason why you're doing that one?
Yeah, I didn't want to create green on these bearded parts because I'm going to use like a yellow artist marker to give that pollen look. And that was just sort of things I think about. If I don't want to create colors, um, I try to really think intentionally about my color mixes. So, like I said, I don't want green in this portion. So I felt like using white cardstock, ink blending with bluish purple, and then using an artist marker was going to give me more control about where my colors are going to go. So let me grab that.
I'm loving the fact that I'm getting some gardening tips in the comments. So I am going to try some of these because, yeah, I really do want to see my irises this year.
I hope you get to, because they smell so good. So what did I grab here? I just grabbed a yellow. This is butternut, Altenew artist marker, and this just helps get a cleaner color transition between blue and yellow without making green.
It looks so pretty. I love the fall ones, the fall yellows. They're just, I think they're chef's kiss. They're
Yes.
one of my favorite yellows.
There's alpine aster. So those were the standards. I'm just going to move that over to the side. Then I have crystal violet. Again, same color family as alpine aster. That's Blue Mountains. And in this case, I'm just going to be a little bit more rough with this color transition, just so there's a variety of texture on my card front. And I'm just picking two opposing edges to ink blend onto.
That color just looks magnificent. It's royal. It just looks beautiful.
And that's just the nice thing about using color, a little bit of color theory, just to get a variety of mixes of color. I think, just like nature, you can get a variety of mixes, and I don't know. And it's just fun to use all the Altenew supplies,
I do love mixing colors that wouldn't necessarily go together. But yeah, I think that looks amazing.
So there we go. Gonna let this dry back a little bit before I start gluing things. But for now, I'll get the second set of images. Again, I've die cut the more upright petals in soft lilac, the more downward facing sepals in deep iris. And for me, it helps to organize the orientation of the petals as if I am going to arrange them and stack them on top of each other, if that makes sense. Yeah. So like the triangle center, I'm not going to make it upside down or sideways. because as I stack, I want to be able to orient them in just the same way. And that's how I also ink blend, is based on how they appear in front of me as I'm crafting. So, oops, I cut two of those. Don't need that one.
So one of these has a kind of different fold when you're putting this together.
That's what I was just about to say, and I didn't cut it. So I know, and that the layer she's talking about is number 4. Um, so since number 4 is facing, it'll end up facing upward according to the schematic. You'll see it better on the Altenew website, like the layering guide. But there is a different fold that will have to do with this image.
So would you then place that differently on your mat, going the which way it's going to go rather than the shape of the keyhole system?
I would place it. So there's no harm in, when I was playing with this die set, in just going ahead and folding this along the area that it says to. So it says to create a mountain fold, and now you don't see the alignment. But when I turn it around, it is that, that orientation. So then I'll just flip it around, and I know that this is how it's supposed to go on my cardstock. So I'll just pop open that alignment guide, just so I don't end up with a weird bump as I'm ink blending. But now I know this is how it's supposed to be ink blended.
Oh, okay, that's clever.
Yeah.
I love the fact that, you know, Tasneem had to engineer that petal like it is to get the perfect realistic look that she wanted with this flower. So otherwise we wouldn't have been able to do that with the keyhole system. It's just so clever.
It is so clever, and it's like every time there's a new craft of flower, it's like it's like better and better every time. And just at the moment where I think, oh no, there's no way like we can recreate that flower, it's somehow, you know, whoever is designing all of the craft of flower sets, they just happen to do it. And every time it's stunning. I get excited every time. And I think that's just the benefit of the subscription, is that it is like exciting every time you get a new product every month.
Yeah, because especially with the craft of flowers, we try to keep these as realistic as we can. So like with some other like die sets and stamp sets, they may be a little bit more whimsical, but the craft of flowers, we try to get as close as we can, which is good.
Yeah, and I think that's why every time they release, like, I want it every time we're asked to participate. I always want the craft of flower, because I don't know, I depend on realism so much, just because I have so much visual inspiration, you know, whether it's on the internet or if I have a photo of it from my garden. It's just nice that I can easily replicate that on a card.
So Tina's asking if we have stopped manufacturing the obsidian black re-inker. No, not yet. We're just, you know, we are trying to bring that back. So don't worry. If you feel like you're missing out, you might just want to get the ink pad for that one, because I do think the obsidian is the best.
Here we go. Again, Alpine Aster, that was the number 5 detail blending brush. And then I'll move on to the falls, the downward facing sepals. And that's the nice thing too about these Crafting Necessities cardstocks, is now that they coordinate with the inks. Like, I think I just feel like I have much more control about what kind of color palettes I can use now. Before, I was just cutting all my cardstock for the Craft of Flower series, at least, from white cardstock, and there was nothing wrong with that. But now you get like such saturated and intense color now that there's Crafting Necessities cardstocks.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, and especially with the Craft of Flower series, it's together. I think they just work so well.
So before we had these, I used to keep my cardstocks in a drawer, but now when we've released so many, I now keep them out just because they look pretty as well.
Yeah, I saw that in your front facing camera. I saw them in like a cube storage
Yeah,
system behind you.
I got them from the shop that sounds like a river.
Yeah.
So, oh, Michael is saying that he'd like to see JC do a combo of black irises with ivory ones.
Oh, okay. So more of like a regal color palette. Um,
Mm.
it is one of my like if I'm trying to if I'm what am I trying to say? Like if I am playing around with a die set that I'm not so familiar with, that is one of the first things I do is like a black and white and gold pairing. And just so that I have a card that I can readily use, but if I'm just trying to get a gauge of how it layers before I actually do any ink blending, that's what I'll do sometimes. So but I can't do it too much, because then I feel like it's not as fun. So that's why I don't share them. But yeah, let's see. So let me just make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the beards. Okay. So let me move these down. Let these dry back, and then I'll assemble. And if you haven't seen the Altenew Craft of Flowers series, this is what we mean by the um, keyhole system. But I am missing a piece to this one. Let me just grab it real quick. It's actually in the foliage elements. So each image is etched in some way, so you don't have to match the shape of the image. Like, let me see if I can bring this up real close. So you'll see there's a small number 3 on here, so that's your third layer that goes with the flower. So then you just follow the die cut images in chronological or numerical order. Um, I know that this is the first layer because it says so on the layering set, which is right there. And then after that, I just have to match up the numbers. So this is my first one. And I like to use just a strong liquid adhesive when gluing all of my pieces together. Um, I have a 20 pack of that glue, and I bought it many years ago, so I'm still working through it. But any of your favorite liquid adhesives work just well. And I like to apply a little bit just around the alignment hole that is shown. Number 2.
It's just so clever how you don't even need to think, right, that petal needs to go slightly that way, or I need to figure out where this petal goes, because it's all just done with that die cut that you have there.
Yeah, that's what I like too. Is whether you're a beginner or an advanced card maker, this is more accessible to a lot of people. So if you've just got the cardstocks and you just want to cut some pretty shapes, this enables you to do so. And then as you develop some skill or learn some things from the design team, uh, you can build upon these techniques just by adding some ink, for example, using some, I don't know, some Altenew artist markers, watercoloring these. I used to see Mindy do that, or not Mindy, maybe Mindy. Um, Emily Midget, great watercolorist.
Mhm.
So fantastic folks on the Altenew design team. Aditi, like I mentioned, she's the one that posted a similarly colored iris on her card for her card sample, I mean. So, did I miss a piece? I think I did. That's all right. 3. Just gonna fix that real quick. I think the nice thing about this one is there's a part that covers this
Yeah.
base of the petal.
So in theory, you could have just left that one and just popped that one over the top if you really wanted to, if it had stuck down properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's so pretty. And even like you were saying, once you have this, you can build on top of it. So there are other flowers that you can make look completely different with the craft of flowers by not using the keyhole system and just playing around with it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Craft of Flower Zinnia was one where, you could definitely play around with the orientation of the petals. so that you didn't just have two exact images. Because, zinnias, they're like very roughly and have a lot of petals to them. So getting it exact wasn't so important. Because I remember doing that on one of my samples for the website, uh, was to just change the alignment oh so slightly, and you still got the same impression, but it wasn't the exact same flower. So then I can add in the beards to the petals. Then I can finish the tops of these. I put it with my foliage elements just because it was on the same die. But these two pieces cover up the hole that's left in the center here. So I'll use Teal Cave. Again, and I picked this intentionally because I've got a green palette and I wanted to go more towards purple and blue. So I picked like a green blue to ink blend on top of this. And I'll use another mini ink blending tool to get a soft gradient on these. And then I can cover up the alignment in the center here.
I do love adding a touch of blue to green. It just makes it so much more dramatic.
Mm-hmm. So there, and then instantly it covers that up. And you can't even tell, which I really love about the Craft of Flower series. It's like, oh my gosh, they hit it again. I don't know how they do that every time. So I'll use an acrylic block to just hold that down for a moment. But then I can work on the other iris image. So I'm starting with one and the triangle alignment images. Using that liquid glue to put it all together. And two, I don't like to glue down the petals like, I guess, completely. Like I wouldn't completely saturate the back of this and cover it all up. Because in the end, I kind of like to curl the petals so that they rise up and out of the card a little bit. So that's why you don't see me using too much glue outside of the alignment hole.
Bridget's just popped in and she's saying her dynamic duo partner.
Yes. And now we're back again talking about dyes, all three of us.
Yes. Spent a lot of time with some dyes.
Yes. So where are we at? So this is number 4, and this is that one that had to be folded in order to hide the alignment on here. So here's the upright orientation for this layer. What I found is helpful for me is to actually turn it around now that I have my little crease right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I glue it down just like that. And then I can, fold this back up and glue it if I need to. But I'm not, because then these other images nestle and fit on top of this. So just keep in mind, number 4, this layer right here is in its incorrect position. But I'm going to add layers 5 and 6 on top of the alignment hole, the triangle alignment hole, I should say. So this is layer 5. Kind of just have to maneuver that on top. Like that. Then after that, number 6 goes in there. And then I can fold up number 4. Oh, the beards.
It's just so pretty. Like, when you turn that petal over, it's like the reveal you get with a stencil.
Oh yeah. When you peel it off the stamp wheel and you've just finished ink blending, it's like, I did that.
Jennifer, I'm not sure when it's back in just yet, but I would recommend that you sign up for the back in stock announcement.
So there we go. That is iris number 2. Okay. While I have my sticky mat grid out, I'm going to bring my foliage elements in as well. So I did cut duplicates of the stem that are found in here, as well as some of the leaves on that same die because they're grouped. Let me just show it real quick. It's this one. So they're all grouped all in one so that it's easy to cut everything from one piece of cardstock instead of having to arrange all the time. Um, so I'm going to add these on here. And I like these iris foliage elements because there's no like correct orientation, right? Like if you flip this over, it's not a big deal because it's still the same image, I guess. Um, and again, I'm going to use Teal Cave and the mini ink blending tool to add quick little gradients on top of. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say what color cardstock this is. This is fresh Forest Glades. Forest Glades.
It's one of the originals and still one of the best, right?
Oh yes. Forest
Yeah,
Glades.
oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say Forest Glades from what was it? Greenfields.
Yes, Greenfields. Bridget, Liz is saying that our die cutting must have been fun. It was. We had a good time. It was long, but we still had fun while we were doing it.
It was so fun. And that was like the first time I met the leadership team. So that was Lydia, Nabil, Tasneem. I met Bridget over at Simon Says Creates over in Columbus, Ohio. But yeah, meeting May. That's the first time I met May.
And
So it was
Mariam.
fun. Yes, and Miriam. Oh, we were also delirious, but it was so fun. Yeah, just a cherished memory, of course. Always a good time.
Yeah, it was so funny. Okay, if you do share this live stream, you are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Altenew store.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so thank you everyone that has shared up until now. I don't think I said it, and I normally do right at the start. I got too excited about getting to the card, I think. Oh, Dawn's laid up from a knee replacement from surgery. Oh, she's feeling better now, though. So hopefully she can go and get some Keyhole dies and get creating. So
Yeah.
Get better soon, Dawn.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Let's see. So we are at a little over halfway now. So to make this a little bit more exciting, and just to add another element of texture, now that I have ink blended everything, Altenew has just released their shimmer relief paste. And the use of this for me is pretty intentional. Like I mentioned, I draw a lot of inspiration from my own garden. And one of the things that I really love about that is that I get to see the flowers too in various light conditions and such. So there's this thing called bio. Oh my gosh, it just left me. But anyway, like if you look really closely at like your orchid petals, they do this thing where they reflect, or it looks like they have crushed crystals within the petals. And that's what I wanted to replicate with the shimmer relief paste. There are 7 of them out right now, and I have Pearl. That's this one. And I'm using the acrylic block and my finger. You can also use one of those like sponge daubers if you've got them, if you don't want to stick your finger in there. But what I'm doing is just applying a little bit. Sorry, I don't want to make you all dizzy. I'm just going to bring it a little closer. Okay. And just applying a little bit of a gradient edge to the tops of the petals. So you'll see there. Sorry, let me just rotate it towards the light. I just like that little bit of added shine. Like I said, I draw that directly from what I've observed and seen in the garden. And it's not like a dew. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like the petals have this sort of reflective quality that looks just like what Pearl looks like on these cardstocks right now.
Like a little bit of a film, maybe.
Right. Yeah, yeah. And it's perfect because yeah, the shimmer relief paste just does exactly that. Um,
People are
the
asking if it's luminescence.
yes, that's the word. It just like completely left me when right when I started talking about it. But yes, that's exactly it.
Yeah, but it looks so pretty. So I did this with my bearded iris because I actually use this as well, but I used a paintbrush.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That
So
works so you get a little bit more control.
yeah, so you can use lots of different things with this. So, you know, if you don't really want to get your finger in that, there are other things that you can do if you want to do this.
So there's the end result of that. Hopefully the video quality is good. I just realized I never plugged in my Ethernet cable. So hopefully it looks okay on your guys' side.
Oh no, we look good.
Okay,
Oh no,
perfect.
Tracy, we're out of pearl? I did not know we were out of
Oh
pearl.
my gosh. I'm just going to use all of the out of stock items. So,
Yeah, but we have loads.
and then this
It
is the
looks
second
so
image.
pretty.
So again, I'm just repeating that. Sorry, I didn't mean to go out of frame. Bring that back in. Sponge daubers, what else? Those little temporary or disposable makeup sponges I think would work too.
Oh, yes,
Um,
they would work too. And just even a beauty blender. I mean, not
yeah,
the
yeah.
expensive ones that you get, but the other ones.
And if you want to, yeah, you can. I think they're reusable, right? You could just dedicate a color
Yeah,
to one if you want to
and
expand on that.
these are water based, so you could just run them underwater before it dried, and you'd be fine to go again. I think if it dried on your dauber or blending tool, it would kind of go hard, so you would need to give it a rinse.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why I just prefer to use my finger, because then I can just wash it. Um, but as I do that, almost there. Sometimes it's so hard to see, because I'm just like I'm looking at it like I'm trying to look at it on my computer screen right now, just as you all are seeing it. So that looks complete, right? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Shimmer relief that was in pearl. 6 other colors. I love enchanted gold. Brushed pyrite is another one of my favorites. Rose gold. Like you could definitely experiment with other color combinations on these, but if you were able to get the full collection, of course, that's fabulous. They do supply a little bit of texture too if you do it in the way that it's intended, right? Through a stencil. It raises up, so it dries like impasto style.
Yeah, it's so cool. And you can even add this really thick down and it won't, like sink when it's drying. It will stay nicely raised.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that as well. And like it's not a glitter per se. It like as you can see here, it's
It's mica.
yes, yes. So you don't get that grit. It's not gritty.
Not at all. It's just so smooth. And
Mhm.
what surprised me most is when I cleaned it up and it was just like, oh, gone. Like
Yeah.
normally you have to like scrub at things a little bit, but not this one.
So let's see. Gonna move that off of my mat. And I'm gonna arrange this directly on a panel of A2 sized white cardstock. This is just a plain white cardstock that I have. And then the fun part, it's just arranging for the last 20 minutes. I actually got this from Lydia when I first started. I think it was in your little crafty corner again. So it's so funny that this has come full circle. Is to arrange your main elements in a triangle. Now there's only 2 pieces here. So, and I cover this too as in great detail in my Elements of Floral Composition class, is to get an overall triangular impression as you arrange. I think it's more of a biologic and geometric approach to arranging. I grew up overseas in Japan, and the art of bonsai ties in a lot of geometry when creating those little trees and the nice appeal of imperfect yet perfect. So that's why I still do the technique of or the composition technique in as far as arranging flowers in this manner. But yeah, again, main floral element in some sort of triangular shape. And then I just arrange everything to frame and enforce the shape. I like a more firework approach when arranging, so everything then points outward. Just like you would in nature, leaves don't really grow into each other. They want an opportunity, an equal opportunity at their light source. Um, so yeah, you don't really want to cover up too many things when arranging foliage elements. That's why I always have them facing out. Um, and also this month, Altenew released their expanded their instant dimension foam tape line. So I will be using a lot of these. I'll just be grabbing whatever feels good off to the side here as I arrange on top of this. So I like to use the thicker one, the 1/4 inch thickness, to raise up these main elements, so my main floral elements.
It is really cool that we have all of these different sizes now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that we didn't do them in the huge rolls. Reason being is I would not know where to put them if I had that many tapes the size of the steering wheel.
Yeah. I use like I guess it's a magazine divider. I took it from my job. But I store them upright so that they're all like stacked like this, I guess. I don't know
Oh,
how
okay.
else. Yeah.
See, mine are on my pegboard.
Oh, so you have them like arranged like little donuts on a wall.
Yeah. Pretty donuts, but yeah,
Yes,
like
pretty donuts, of course. Just going back and forth with the foliage elements and the leaves. My glue is not coming out. Let's go.
oh, it can be tricky. Maybe you've come to the end of your 20 bottles. To raise it, yeah, I'm always running out of room. That's why I got pegboards, so because there's just no way I can put anything on another surface. Oh, Daryl says she uses a standing pot holder.
Standing pot holder. I guess I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to Google that offline.
I think
curious
it's
as. Oh yeah. So I've got something similar. That's got that same principle where they. Yeah, exactly. That's what I use. Arranging, just like floral arranging, I don't know, gardening, it's kind of therapeutic. I do enjoy this part. It's probably what takes the longest, to be honest, for me. I don't know about you, Lydia. It's like I can do all the ink blending, all the coloring real fast. But then when it comes to composing everything together, that's what really can take a lot of time for me.
I don't know. See, because like you're a perfectionist, right?
Yeah.
I get to the point where I'm just like, yeah, I'm just putting this down. It's gonna go
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair enough too.
Everyone's a different crafter. So if you take, a while to place your elements, no one's gonna judge. There's no judgment here.
I will say the Crafter's Essential Tweezers, like I lost my backup somehow. And so like now this is my only pair, and now I feel like I have to get my backup back, you know?
Did you lose it when you went to the retreat? Because you
I
brought them
think
with
I
you.
did, Lydia. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. I did bring it with me, and I
Uh-huh.
must have left it. I lost my picker too. So
Oh, no.
I
Well,
left my picker, but I came back with memories. So I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, the tweezers for me, I was one of those people that wouldn't use tweezers, because I didn't think I needed them. But
Uh-huh.
then, as soon as I started using them, I was like, oh, why didn't I use these sooner? I just felt like I was, we have a saying here, cutting your nose off to spite your face, like doing
Huh.
something. Yeah. So you would do something just to, even though it was harder for you, but just because yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I do enjoy it now.
That's good. Yeah, because for me, I don't. I hope that I don't ever lose this one because I don't have anything. I would have to get my eyebrow tweezers to craft. So I'm just almost there. I'm getting that duplicate stem image and trying to decide on a placement area for that. And I have some pieces that hang over on the bottom. I'm going to end up cutting those off. For now, just going to nestle this one.
Sometimes they take a little fiddling.
Yep. And for me, that's all in the it's therapeutic. I don't know. I enjoy it. Here we go. There's that. Now, I already cut my sentiment off, or I stamped and die cut my sentiment. This is from, sorry, I'm just looking at the packaging real quick. Oh, here it is. I set that off to the side. It's Flowering Quince, Build a Garden, and it is down here. It has its coordinating die set peeking out from under here, but that's what I did off camera, and I used Teal Cave to stamp that. So then, like I mentioned, it's this thickness of, or width of instant dimension foam tape. And Altenew has also released a narrower version of that, which I love. I love it for sentiments. It's like we finally have this size from Altenew.
Yeah, we don't have to double it up.
Yes, yes, because yeah, that's right. I'm using the thicker version as well, the 1/4. That's the wrong packaging. Where is it? Oh no, that's the right one. 1/4 by 1/8 inch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the thickness there. Because I love the sentiments to be just as high, or if not higher, um, than the main floral elements themselves. Just so that they're all on the same plane, and then I like to nestle it amongst the floral arrangement, just so that it's perfectly framed.
And it just brings everything together. It's not like it's hanging out on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Sometimes I like things to kind of overlap, so it's not just this shape that hangs out. So maybe I'll bring in foliage elements in front of it if I can. So in this case, I'm able to healthily put the iris on top, just for a little bit more dimension. And oh, let me cut off these extra pieces at the bottom. I keep hitting my bowl on the side here. That's what that dinging is. I don't know if y'all can hear
I thought it was a dinner bell to start with.
It's I got it from somebody brought it to me during the sweet shop retreat, and I've kept it next to me for holding die cut pieces. But it's beautiful. It's high quality metal. But I hit it every once in a while, and it just dings, sort of like a singing bowl. So let's see. And
Roxy's
then
asking if there's going to be any bling or splatter.
oh, that's the next step. So I've got the 14 metallic watercolor pan set to match the pearlescent feel of the petals. I'm going to use sterling silver metallic watercolor. This one right here.
That is definitely going to be the one that I run out of first as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see I've kind of put a healthy divot in it already. And then my water brush. And I like this one, yeah, because it's on top of white cardstock, it's not, it's the same color essentially. So it just doesn't add too much distraction on top of these. So that the flowers really shine through.
Yeah, it definitely softens it as well, I think.
Yes.
It takes away the harsh edges, just having that little bit of splatter on.
Mm-hmm. And I like to equate it to like morning dew. Just that whole feeling of like fresh and morning and fragrance. So it's all about, I don't know, just the experience of all of that.
So Tracy's asking if you can splatter with the shimmer paste. Yes, you can, Tracy. You can add a bit of water to them and do a bit of splatter as well.
Yeah. Somebody did it. I thought I saw a reel on that. But yes, water-based, so nice. And I think it just adds a little bit of dimension too, right? It depends on how far you dilute it, I guess. But oh, which one did I grab? I'm sorry. This is Seashore enamel dots, and I'm just gonna put a line of dots through. I don't know if there was one that was. Is this Seashore? Can't
No,
remember.
this one is it Aqua Island? No, it's not Aqua Island. It is what's it called? Sweet Dreams.
Okay, yeah. I don't have the Sweet Dreams enamel dots. This is close enough. That's what I was trying to say on this whole explanation there, but close enough. Let's see. I'll get this one. Seashore. So Seashore is Mountain Mist, Volcano Lake, Lagoon, and Emerald. Is that the one?
That is correct.
Okay, so then this is Volcano Lake enamel dot.
No, that one's Lagoon.
Lagoon. I looked right at it, and what did I say? The wrong one.
No, it's fine. I know my Lagoon.
See, and if I didn't lose my picker over in Syracuse, this would be so easy. Oh,
we will have to request a new one, Jaycee.
Please.
Without a picker.
My dies, it's just so hard. I was looking forward to it too when I picked it up. So, oh, and my enamel dots placement is pretty intentional. I've mentioned this in several lives, but I like to create a line of dots through my sentiment. I just think it helps direct your attention towards the sentiment because your sentiment is the whole purpose of the card, right? So I just think composition-wise, it helps focus on the sentiment. So I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's everything. I would add this to a folded note card base. Here's another example that I did just to prep for this live. Same idea, same colors, and it's got that wonderful shimmer relief paste on both of them. Just like that. And let me get my other sample, the one that I actually made for the website. Hopefully I still have it. I should not have given it away.
It is very, very pretty. And I suggest if you didn't see how Jaycee did those very pretty frills on his petals, that you watch from the start, and you're going to be able to see just how quick and easy it was to do.
I found it. Yay. It is this one that's on the Altenew website. So same deal. I did just as you saw here on these petals with the detail blending brushes. Sorry. But again, this is actually another iris that I have in my garden. I have a picture of this one. I don't know the name, sadly, but it's got these creamy white standards with these apricot falls. So I, of course, had to use that in this card when I was making the sample for the website. So yeah, 3 details to add. Thank you. To that. So looks like I finished 5 minutes before the hour. So yeah, any questions you have for me, I'd love to hear it. And even if it's not pertaining to the craft of flower, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had many questions. So, unless we get some questions now that, kind of revolve around this, I think we're good.
Oop, then I will switch back up here.
Yep. Liz said the ding is like a meditation sound now.
It's this bowl who I forget who gave this to me, but it's gorgeous, and I just it's where I keep like smaller die cut pieces, washi tapes if I've got them. My my tweezers also fit in it, so yeah. And I hit it so many times. So
All right. Okay. So Noelle is asking, what is Jaycee's favorite flower ever?
ever, it's the rose. I've got several in my garden, I guess, and fragrant roses. They have to be fragrant. I've got the hybrid teas. Lydia's over in UK, and I've got a few David Austins, just because they smell so nice. So
See,
I've got those.
my nan had in her front garden, it was like rose bushes just everywhere. And
Mhm.
she had this one, I don't know what it's called, but she used to call it strawberries and cream, and it was pink and yellow. So every time I do a rose, when I'm ink blending, I always do that one.
Yeah, see, it's just stuff like that that I just love to draw inspiration from, and Altenew's got, almost every kind of flower, right? So it's just nice to draw inspiration from that, even from memory too. So yeah, roses for me. Peonies are also great, but they just don't last so long through the season. Peonies bloom and then they go to sleep. So
Definitely. They are my favorite, but literally you have the petals, the foliage for months. You have the
yeah,
flowers for 2 weeks, if that.
yes. If that, yeah, exactly.
Tracy is asking, what colors would you use for bright blue purple irises, please?
Bright blue purple. So I would still reach for the Blue Mountains inks, just as I shown here. So I did them on Deep Iris. Not Deep Iris, I'm sorry, soft lilac cardstock. So if you do it over white cardstock, stunning results. So yeah, again, I would recommend Blue Mountains. Let me just, hopefully the audio from the carousel isn't too loud as I'm looking here. Whichever one has polar bear.
Ooh, Arctic Mountains, is it?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, that's another great one. More of the blue shift, but this is more purple.
That's so pretty. See, I'm not a purple lover, but those blue purple ones, I really, really like them ones.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. This was a challenge, honestly, trying to think of like how to accurately represent the flowers that I have with purple.
Liz is asking if she can come and visit your garden just for inspiration. That's all.
It's very small. Honestly, I think I describe it as something that's like really big. It's not. I have single specimens like scattered around, but yeah. I post if you follow me on Instagram, I do post on my stories whenever I get new blooms. I did tulips last year. Not again. Not doing. I didn't do that this year. It was too hard.
No?
No, all the little holes. I was just. I didn't have the tool yet either, so I was having to hand dig every single hole, and I had 300 bulbs to put in, and so I was over it. That was it.
Not this year.
No,
Tracy is asking, have you ever seen silver roses?
I have not. No, I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Okay. Cabbage roses?
Cabbage rose. I think that's just the shape of it, right?
Yeah.
I
No, but
like. I have.
like green as well. They look like a cabbage.
Oh, interesting.
Have you
Another one
never
about to
seen a
look.
cabbage rose? I will see if
Oh,
I can find you a picture. But yeah,
fabulous. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
weirdly, we have them in flower arrangements as well. So it just looks like a little mini cabbage or a
Oh,
Brussels sprout.
interesting.
Trying to see if we've got any more questions. I don't want to miss any. But if we did miss any, please let us know. And obviously, fan group.
Oh, did we lose Lydia, or did you lose me? I'm just trying to read through the comments here. I don't know if I'm still on or if I lost Lydia. But sorry about that. But yeah, if we lost Lydia, I guess thank you for joining us on, I guess, my visit to her little crafty corner over across the pond, across the Atlantic. Um, it's always good to be on the Altenew channel. I think tomorrow, possibly, we have Carissa. So that'll be exciting to see what she creates. I'm always a big fan of Carissa and all of the members of the design team. So yeah. Again, this was Craft a Flower Bearded Iris. I didn't know it was going to be out of stock. I can't believe it was so popular. But I'm a big fan of all of the Craft a Flower series. I have them behind me here in this little bin. So all of these techniques apply to the Craft a Flower. Feel free to use your detailed blending brushes, your mini ink blending brushes to create with them. But otherwise, I do not know how to stop the live feed from my side. so yeah. Let me see if I can message her.